This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 571. How to Get Out of a Toxic Relationship by Jess Chua with oldpodcast.com. Happy Monday to ya! I'm Joss Marie, and if you're a regular here, you know that I narrate from relationship blogs every Monday through Friday. And today, I'm super excited to say that I'll be sharing a post from our personal blog by our very own writer and editor, Jess Chua. But before we get to it, I just want to give a big thanks to Solid Gold. Solid Gold is America's pioneer holistic pet food company that provides nutrition for your pet to thrive. Their treats and supplements are delicious and healthy. And I'll share which product Lee and I ordered for our dog Billy right after today's narration. But right now, Solid Gold is offering our listeners 30% off your first order by visiting solidgoldpet.com/ORD. That's solidgoldpet.com/ORD for 30% off your first order. Remember, solidgoldpet.com/ORD. But with that, let's get right into Jess's post and start optimizing your life. How to Get Out of a Toxic Relationship by Jess Chua with oldpodcast.com. If you see signs that you're in a toxic relationship and would like to get out of it, here are some steps you can follow to stay on track. Remember that you're not alone and that you are being honest and brave with wanting to leave a negative situation. Number 1, get help if you need to. Deciding to leave a relationship is an overwhelming process. It can have an impact on many areas of your life, from your self-perception to your finances or where you're going to live. Recognize that these challenges can make your stress and anxiety levels pile up. Professional help includes seeing a therapist who can give you guidance on the process with leaving a bad relationship. A therapist can also help you create and maintain personal boundaries so that you have a better chance of finding a healthier relationship in the future. Your community may have support groups for relationship issues. If you're living in the U.S., one website you can search for such groups is Psychology Today. An online support group can also provide some much-needed insight and advice from people who have gone through a similar experience. If your partner is physically violent or abusive, contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline to speak to a highly trained advocate. Their safety plan has more tips on how you can protect yourself as you're planning to leave an abusive relationship. Get information and consider your options carefully before you file a restraining order, as they can often be more harmful than helpful. Your close friends and family can be a source of help and support during this time too. Let them know the type of help you're seeking and that you need someone to listen or reassure you that you're not alone. Number 2, build your self-worth. When a partner constantly puts you down and reminds you how much of a disappointment you are, it can lead you to believe that what your partner says is true. Remember that you don't owe your partner your sense of self-worth or self-perception just because you've been in a relationship with them. Building your self-worth begins with the relationship you have with yourself. You can read more in our follow-up article, which has more specific tips on how to improve your self-worth. Number 3, be realistic about your partner. You may think that your partner will be willing to meet you halfway, or that you're a bad person if you leave because you still love your partner. People choose to stay in toxic relationships for many reasons. They may be scared to break things off and be single for the first time in a long while. They may believe that that's how all their relationships are going to be like, or their partner may convince them why it's better to stay. Change is possible with a toxic partner, but for true change to happen, your partner has to admit that their actions are unhealthy. Then they have to seek support and be committed to making the change a lasting one. The toxic behavior is not likely to stop if your partner doesn't see how they're a part of the problem or has no desire to change their behavior. Instead of believing you can save them, think about whether you're being fair to yourself if you decide to stay in the relationship. Number 4, have a financial plan. Lacking money and resources may make you feel that it's impossible to escape from a toxic relationship. Think of what your life would be like 10 years ahead. Do you want to live out that decade with the misery and stress of being with a toxic partner? It's never too late to start learning about personal finance. If you're able to support yourself financially, you don't need to rely on someone else to fund your basic security needs like food and shelter. Know how much you need to save up to be able to leave and move somewhere else if you want a fresh start. Get creative with how you market yourself and your skill set. After all, you don't need an expensive degree to succeed these days. Reading up on legitimate work-from-home jobs may give you some ideas on how you can earn money. Remote work often offers flexibility and location independence, which a regular job may not offer. And number 5, don't backpedal. Once you made up your mind about leaving, let your partner know it's over and don't be wishy-washy about your decision. Leave a text or note if you feel this is safer than letting your partner know in person. Apply the no contact rule that breakup recovery expert Eddie Corbano advises. Corbano recommends having no contact with your ex for at least 60 days to give your heart a chance to heal and recover and to keep your head in charge during an emotionally difficult time. If you have kids and are wondering if you should stay in a toxic relationship for the sake of your children, the following comment from a Tiny Buddha article might give you a different perspective. Quote, "My kids would grow up thinking that it's okay to tolerate unacceptable behavior from their significant others, and it is not." End quote. Is this the type of mindset or frame of reference you want your kids to have? This is a time where you prioritize self-care and your safety. A simple exercise is to write down your deal breakers when you're reflecting on your toxic relationship. If your partner disrespected your personal boundaries, was emotionally manipulative towards you, placed the blame on you for everything wrong in their lives, or kept saying that they would change when they did not, write that down. These are some of the things you've learned about your personal needs, and this knowledge will help guide you when you're ready to start dating again sometime down the road. A toxic relationship saps your energy and keeps you from living life to the fullest. Taylor Swift wrote in the foreword to her Lover album that she wanted to be defined by the things she loved. Likewise, you wouldn't want to define you or your life by a relationship that brings you down or makes you feel less than what you are as a person. Leaving a toxic situation will give you the freedom to work towards maintaining healthy relationships and habits as you move forward. May you become that much stronger and wiser in your journey towards better relationship territory. You just listened to the post titled, "How to Get Out of a Toxic Relationship" by Jess Chua with oldpodcast.com. And once again, I'd just like to thank our friends over at Solid Gold, which has been caring about your pet's nutrition since 1974. Our dog Billy loves treats. I mean, what dog doesn't? But we get concerned when we read some articles about the high fat and sugar content in many dog snacks. Billy's like family, so naturally we want the best for him. So we decided to get Solid Gold Superfoods Beef Mango Dog Treats, and it's so cute to see how he wags his tail whenever we get the bag out. And right now, Solid Gold is offering our listeners 30% off your first order by visiting solidgoldpet.com/ORD. That's solidgoldpet.com/ORD for 30% off your first order. Remember, that's solidgoldpet.com/ORD. And now, real quick, back to Jess's post. These are some awesome tips if you're thinking about leaving a toxic relationship. Any kind of breakup is tough, but leaving a toxic partner opens up the door for healthier and happier relationships that won't end up taking a toll on your self-esteem and well-being. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you again tomorrow with a post on finding self-love, where your optimal life awaits.